Evening, and welcome to the Baltic Star. We are a narrative stream, and at the weekends we do tabletop RPGs. But when it's not a weekend, and today is a Monday, in this part of the world at least, we are playing the Banner Saga. I say we because I have a sort of special guest voice with me, as always with the Banner Saga. Sock Fiddler. Good evening, Socks. How are you?
No, I'm all right. Hey, did you get those horses rounded up all right?
It was a struggle
Mm,
because now they're addicted to sugar cubes, and so
well,
they're on like a sugar high all the time. It's a worry.
it's troublesome, and that's what you get for calling a horse Minty Brewster and trying to get it to eat 30 million 30 million polos in a month. Hey, you had it coming, frankly.
I mean, to be honest, I do blame myself a little bit, but I also blame you for completely different
Oh,
reasons.
I'll take it. It's fine. We have a long weekend ahead of us. I'm just building up the reasons to be grumpy with you on Friday. It's fine.
Excellent. And to be fair, there's a lot of there's a lot of time left in the Banner Saga, I'm told, so plenty more opportunities.
Yes, I was somewhat incorrect in my prediction of finishing.
So let's hit resume and see if we can remember where we are.
Well, should we have a quick recap of what we were doing last time? Because it was quite an event-filled one.
Well, last time there seemed
We
to be a lot of fighting. We got to
Yes,
the city on the bridge in the mountains, and
and we united the parties. We brought them
yes,
back together in a really subtle and meaningless way.
yeah, but
Um,
it sort of felt appropriate somehow. I don't know why. And then we made the decision not to sabotage the bridge and not let anyone else sabotage it, even though they wanted to.
yeah, well, Mender's a little sod, really, isn't he? I forget his name. It's not worth remembering. Little sod. But yes, he is a man who likes to make trouble and break things, which is ironic because his job description says mender very clearly.
Well, we've all known people who mend things until they won't work anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, I was going to say more and blame Luke somehow, but I can't. I,
So, on that basis, we're currently in camp because I leapt into camp after the last fight, and the last fight was fairly brutal. We are facing tougher and tougher
yes.
oppositions. Let me just take a quick look at the hero's tent because
So essentially, we've left the Val in the mountain home castle Godspire
mhm,
to chase after a lady who one fellow has seen in his dreams and who everybody else has seen dead at the end of a battle. But somehow she's alive. She's got the key to something. And this one fellow has persuaded us all to go and chase after her,
and
is
this
my memory.
matters because the Mender chap seems to think that she may be the key to everything. So we're kind of
Yes.
taking this on faith, but to be honest, we don't have a lot of other major plans because everything else seems to be just swallowed up with evil. So, you know, it's not as if we've got lots of opportunities to do other things.
No, no,
Okay,
it's
let's get
pretty
on the
much do
road
or
and
die
see what's
scenario.
happening.
So morale, they're a bit blue. We've got 1 week. Oh, I remember the week's worth of supplies is quite difficult to secure.
Hmm.
And a decent number of us. You survived 3 days. I mean, come along.
Ooh, Ivor woke up. This is good. Now, Ivor's important and he was badly hurt. He lost an arm.
You really needed a hand at the end of that battle.
Yes, absolutely. Ivor, don't get up. I meant not all of you, anyway. If this is what happens when we die, I'm very disappointed. Um, really? That's a shame. We left Einatoft. Did anyone survive? It's hard to explain exactly. We left everyone to die, so probably not.
Yeah.
Bellower's still at the bridge. Yeah, Bellower is a bad dude.
Yeah. Oh, there was a staged fight where we were always going to lose.
Yeah. Then they're all doomed, so be it. Well, at least I've... Hey, Marker.
Hi,
Nice to have you
Merca.
with us. Ivor seems to be taking it quite well. They're all doomed, so be it.
Oh, God, always had a head for the grim, really.
Yeah. Oh boy. Just rest. It's a miracle you're alive. Avin saved you. Give the menders my regards.
And then needed a nice cuppa afterwards.
He's determined to walk. Well, at least he's only missing an arm, not a leg. So, you know, such
So
is
she stopped
life. Oh,
complaining.
we're back in camp immediately.
Okay.
There are no other things to do, so I think they're just assuming that we were going to need to stop.
Well, let's have another look at them anyway and what our lineup is. And now
So,
that Ivor's back, he can sit in the squad again, can't
we
he?
don't have the points to promote either.
Okay.
Which is a shame. But we have some points available for him. That's worth having. So we can bolster him a bit even if we can't get him up. So, what do we want? Let's remind me of what the graphics do. So, armour, strength, willpower, exertion, and shield break. Yes, okay. So, he's quite well armoured, which is a good thing.
You say that, but those big guys can hit 16 in a single hit, so
Yeah,
it's not the most armoured he could be.
he isn't. The problem is I can't max him out on everything, and I want
No.
really to give him a bit of extra exertion. Give him an extra star, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because that's well worth having, I think. 3 more. Maybe I give him 2 in his sort of health pool, which also affects how hard he hits, and 1 on his armour.
Yeah.
That seems reasonable. We'll pump him up a bit. Good
Honestly,
stuff.
between you and Croy, I've heard the word pump more times tonight than I've heard it in the last year.
Right. We can't do anything with Alette or Oddleaf, can we? No. Avon's quite potent, but not really useful in a fight, so to speak.
What level though? What absurd level? Yeah, silly man.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, as far as we've got it, we've pumped them up about as far as we can. Right. So let's get back on the road. Unless we want to rest and get morale up. But morale's not awful. It's still in the normal range.
And also, we don't have a lot of supplies, so let's wait until more are injured.
We don't have a lot, do we? We don't really know how long these have to last us.
No. He's gnawing on his shield.
Swearing at no one in particular and occasionally slamming his cudgel on the ground. So a wounded Varl, I don't know, well, we're not just going to leave him completely.
We've got a mender, for heaven's sakes.
We're going to ask the healers to see if they can fix him.
Well, the thing with Varl is they don't like being just done at. So I would have said, do you need help? And then he could have sworn us all grumpily gone okay.
Okay.
Oh no, they're doing it though.
Yeah, no chance of that. He just slaughtered 2 healers, or slaughtered a healer.
Wow. Oh dear.
A scout returns with a nearly frozen child. Looks like it must have been running from something. Even just carrying her along put her in a state could kill her in a state like this. Okay.
This was up to you, Ben.
We're going to keep moving, but let the healers tend to her.
Okay.
But she didn't live. That's a shame. Morale's looking pretty bleak now.
Yeah.
Okay. They have a cart. I can hear it. So we've got some Val in a small caravan catching up with us. Okay, well maybe they'll have news of what happened after we left. Ubin.
I mean, the word abandon sort of springs gently to mind.
Yeah. Greetings, Ivor. It's been quite a while since we talked. Never imagined you to be one to defy the king. What made you leave? Interesting. Someone had to. What do you mean? Bellower is heading this way. Okay. How is that possible? A group of Val from Wormtow showed up around the back of Einotov, the long way. Bellower and his army chased them across the summer path. No, that doesn't make any sense. Bellower was at the bridge. Ah, yes, the serpent. I'd forgotten the serpent. I mean, I hadn't forgotten it, but
Okay.
I'd
Yeah.
failed to connect it to that moment. While we fought on the bridge, he led half his forces around to attack from behind. The attack on the bridge was a feint. I know tough will fall within a day. Weirdly, this is almost what I predicted. I said the benefit of the bridge is it will draw some of them into a killing zone. So
Well,
maybe they at least slaughtered the ones that formed the feint.
Maybe, but you also said because there's a second entrance, there was no actual value in destroying the bridge.
So maybe not. He's following you. What one of you might?
Here's what I don't understand. If he's following us, how did Ubin did he overtake? Like, hi, we'll just nipping past. Is that all right? How did he overtake him on the road?
I think he set off when Bellower first appeared at the back gate, so to speak.
But then he would. I don't understand why he thinks that. Unless he's got a very good telescope, and in that case, he might have drawn Bellower after him, who is now following us because of Ubin.
Possibly. Though I think it's suspicious the way the sort of camera pans immediately to the mender. As soon as they say, let's try to work out why Bellower's following us. Pan straight to the mender.
Yes.
Must be me then, says Ivor. That's quite a grudge he's holding if he's coming for you, Ivor. Our only chance is to get to Sigurholm. Juno will know what to do. This is the matter. I bring supplies and warriors, and my friend Gunnulf here bears a heavy sword, and he'll be happy to swing it through. This is fantastic.
Well, except my dude Hakon's not there. Maybe we'll find him another time.
Well, the good news is we got lots of supplies and now more mouths to feed. We picked up a lot of renown.
How happy you are! I would camp as soon as possible.
The caravan stops as a split in the road. The path leading to Sigurholm veers off into the hills, which are now swimming with familiar black shapes. Dredge that way too. The summer path leads straight to Sigurholm. Taking the main road will add several days. They're every way by now. I suggest we go round past Haukstorp. It'll add several days, maybe, but
I would take Ubin's advice there.
So would I, yes. Because yes, it will add several days, but we do have a few days in terms of food.
Yeah.
And we're not going to just start cutting a path through random dredge in the hope that that's the right thing to do.
No.
Okay. Let's hope that's worked. Apparently that's been good for renown, so that's great. Okay. Now that we've got more people and more renown. Okay, let's do a chatty thing first. Don't talk much, do you?
I'm sorry, we're starting off by sassing Gunoff?
Yeah.
That's where we're going, Rook.
Gunoff looks a bit like Obelix, doesn't he?
Oh, yes, he does.
Just wanted to know anyone who can cleave a dredge into, like, a little better. I'm Rook. Ubin asked me to chop a dredge into? I chop him. Yeah. You like that sword, huh? No, I love this sword. Given to me by old Skirmium himself. I protect the king's collection, I protect the king. Okay. Couldn't save it, though. Ooh. Skirma's dead anyway. Okay. Have you travelled with Ubin for long? When I was young, I fight for another Varl. It didn't work out, but I learned to swing a sword. This guy does not have excellent grammar. Ubin plays well, pays well, gives me plenty of things to kill. Too many things these days. Okay. Want to be friends with Gunnulf, Rook? Keep food in the cart. Fair enough. Okay. So, we now have a Gunnulf. We've got an Ivor. We've got 30 points we can dish out. Gunnulf's a level 2. So that means I think we can promote him for 10, can't we? Which I feel is probably worth doing.
Mm-hmm.
Higher stats, improve ability, and increase item rank. All good. Yes, please. So this guy, only 2 points to dish out. He's... he's not a heavy shield dude, so I'm tempted to put one of them in his sort of health pool. Yeah. And one in his green, his stars thing, you know.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So he has been promoted. Oh, hang on a minute. We could theoretically promote him again. But that would use up 15, wouldn't it? And before I make any kind of silly decision like that, I want to see what Ivor looks like if I promote him instead. More armour, more punch. I think Ivor is actually stronger.
And with good reason.
Yeah.
So Gunnulf is supposed to strike from behind in a big swoop. And then these guys stop them from retaliating against the big hitters.
I think we've got to give Ivor the promotion.
Yeah.
And he's going to get 2 points. I can bolster him to 3 stars, which is well worth having. And he's better armoured. I want his health pool up. I mean, he'll hit harder as well. So something like that, I think. Now, with only 5 left, unless I've got somebody sitting on level 1, which I haven't...
Oh yes, it's starting stats, but also that swoopy Tempest strike thing, which is devastating if you manage to get it lined up properly.
Okay, we've got 7 days left, but I don't know how many days we've got to go. But morale is very poor. I'm going to give us 1 day's rest, I think.
Okay.
Because that will also heal up our last guy who isn't healed. That makes our morale back to weak. Not ideal, but better than poor. And then on that basis, we will set out again. Okay. lots of clansmen doing things.
That is quite spoilery, Merca, to be fair. That's not fair. Ben did not know any of that.
Missing heirlooms, concerns over daughter's virtues. Even fighters complain of spreading too thin to protect everyone. Okay. We're obviously not splitting the caravan. Stolen chickens, missing heirlooms. Stolen chickens is irritating given how low we are on supplies. Missing heirlooms are likely to lead to bloodshed. And as for concerns over daughter's virtues,
Daughter's
that
virtues could be a bit rapey.
that kind of thing can cause real
quite
problems.
serious.
So,
yeah.
we will try to address the major issues, but we're not going to relinquish any of the control over the caravan. Okay, overall the issues become less petty. Still decline the morale, but... Okay, something's happening. Ooh, Village of Miners. Yeah, like Lord of the Flies, that's what they mean, right? What's been happening recently between the rumblings of the quake and sightings of dredge? A lot of elderly and children know these people will only be more mouths to feed.
Well, what's interesting at this point is you have no story-driven purpose. So all you're doing is going to find a lady. What happens after that is entirely up to you. Are you trying to save the world? Are you trying to save the survivors? Are you going to retaliate against the dredge? It's up to you at this point what your goals are.
Well,
so if you're saving humanity, then more mouths to feed. But if you're moving swiftly and hoping to retaliate, then they might have to fend for themselves.
I'm tempted to say we'll invite them but not encourage them. If they want to join, that's fine. The elderly may prove useful, but children are essential if we want to save humanity.
Are you saying you believe that children are the future?
I'm wondering if I were to let the people make their own decision, I'm wondering if the outcome of that would be that the elderly will decide to entrust the children to us and stay to defend their homestead.
Sorry, I was doing a Whitney Houston song. Give them a sense of pride.
Let's let them make their own decision and see what they say.
It is difficult because at this point it's kind of stopped guiding you.
Okay, so it's just some and some we get. Okay.
Toodles. See if there's a place where you can buy things.
There is a market, in fact.
Because if there's a market, I would spend some time getting that morale up a bit.
One renown gets 6 supplies, which is not quite a day, isn't it? But with the extra mouths, we'll probably need something like 8 or 9 supplies per day. But if we're getting 6 supplies for a renown, let's max out. I know it's costing us all of our renown, but let's max it out on supplies.
Yeah.
Because then we can afford to rest.
Yeah.
Weak morale. Let's see if one more, because we've still got 9 days. One more gets us back to normal morale. Okay. Yeah. Happy with that. Still got 8 days of supplies. And while morale isn't exactly jolly...
Well, if they're not going to be having a party, they're going to be focused and somewhat... You know, the end of the world is upon them. How happy did we feel when that happened to us? Yeah. Well, I don't know. I can remember some pretty good lockdown parties on Discord.
Okay, dredge pour into the village we just passed through. Oh, well.
No. Well, pay money, make choice.
Okay, they're coming after us, but then a dredge in front falls over and then another one. Nid, an archery student of Oddleif's, who you recall shooting the snow rabbit, is firing arrows down the hill. We should get out of here. We're not going to fight if we don't have to, and effective though she may be,
She's one lady with a bow.
we have the purpose is to keep moving, is to keep covering the distance. So also it turns out I'm constitutionally opposed to saying no to Oddleif for some reason. She seems intrinsically capable.
Yeah.
Why don't you come with us the next time you want to try out that bow? That might mean that when we next go into a fight, we get to add Nid to our party. You never know. A well-tended farm with plenty of livestock. Well, I'm obviously going to say come with us because we are literally running with the dredge on our heels.
But also, he's got skills.
This land is my life. I lose that, may as well be dead. Well, if you insist. I don't want to threaten him, but
well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of dredge and the end of the world on your heels.
None of those are the way I would approach it.
I think you have to threaten him because it's just the situation he's in. You know, his life is over if he stays.
You see, I would literally take him on my own and head back until we can see the approaching dredge and say, "See that? Now gather up what you can carry and join us." Yeah, we're threatening him and hope we can get him to join. We choose the heartiest beast. The farmer doesn't say anything, but he's miserable at us. You catch a glance of Alette, who stares at her feet and doesn't make... Yeah, well, she's feeling like I'm letting her down here, but I'm also the one who's putting food in her belly.
Exactly.
And there are no easy choices in this game. It's setting it up to be challenging.
I mean, also, you feed the war effort. Do you know what I mean? These people are defending his land and his right to keep his land, so he feeds them. That's the way that goes.
Well, to be fair, we left him his land and some of his animals.
Yeah.
And they'll be great when he's being eaten by the dredge.
They will be tasty.
Right, that's a very pretty godstone or whatever it is. Really beautiful. The godstone of Dunda. In a frozen climate here, it looks like the rock is split, falling apart, held together only by the deep snow. And standing between the stones, the wind drops off completely. Okay.
We have to inspect it.
Well, yeah, the question is, do I inspect it and move on, or do I stay?
You have hell on your heels. You're turning into a Johnny Cash.
It's got to be move on afterward because I simply don't know how much time we've got.
No.
Along each strand of Dunda's massive beard is carved a different part of the story. While the Loom Mother was the first to create, she soon found a counterpart in Dunda, who embodied her ideals in a masculine form. He took some of her creations and gave them beards. He invented the beard! He invented the beard. That's fantastic. He showed them secrets of smithing. Okay. And he taught them games. So basically, this is the god of tabletop RPGs and beards. This is our mascot godstone, isn't it?
Baltic Star God, yeah.
Yeah. This is the Baltic Stars godstone. This one, Dunda. Yes, happy with that.
Dun, dun.
The caravan continues on. Okay. Oh, thank you, Merca. Morale's dipping away again. Ah, but we're nearly there. Most of the Varl are pacing while others sleep. So a young girl's asking questions and a Varl yells, "Go away!" I mean, there are worse things a Varl can do than yell "Go away" at you.
One of them killed 2 healers not half an hour ago.
Yeah, I mean, if the worst he does is yell at someone, and what he yells
It's
at them
quite
is "Go away,"
tame.
I don't consider that a serious problem. It then says break the tension by making a joke, and then if you can't think of one, option 2 is it actually gives you the joke. Yeah, I'm impressed you've kept it together this long. Common insults about the Giants. Yeah, well, maybe, but again, mumbling common insults is not the end of the world either.
Look how cheerful he is. That's a hearty morale. 105 days, though, Ben. It's absurd. How have you lived this long? I'm so disappointed.
You're so disappointed I'm not brutally dead by now.
I mean, I'm so thrilled. I'm so proud of you. I am actually quite proud of you, to be fair.
In the
And
distance,
surprised.
Haukstorp smoulders like an old campfire. Even from here, you can see black figures shambling through. That looks like a dead town, however. There's usually survivors, Oddleif reminds you.
It's crawling with black figures.
It is, and I mean, if there are survivors, there's every chance they fled in the same direction we're going.
Yeah.
And we might catch up with them on the road. So
Well, exactly. It's the road. There's not many roads. There's one
we're going to
road.
keep going.
Yeah, one way or the other. They're running along this road, so
Yeah.
you can't pause.
I've already got like 600-700 people to take care of.
And none of them are happy.
They're all thoroughly miserable, it's true. No encouragement or tales of glory will lift the spirits of the caravan. Have these people never met a squaddy? You don't lift squaddy's spirits with tales of glory. You do it with beer and insults.
And tea.
Tea,
And the better rat packs.
Yeah. In the north we have times like this. And they raise tankards, scowl, they shout, and make short work of their drinks. Each person takes a drink when someone tells a story that's more miserable than the last. This is the people I know, yes. Others join them for the second round and mead is passed your way. I'm definitely going to join them in drinking, of course.
Of course.
I mean, I have to.
What's to lose?
Hungover and less mead, but much better mood. This is good. We got some of the morale back. Fantastic.
Skull!
Oh.
Or, as I say in Sweden, Skarsgård! That's
Right, now we're in a cutscene. Another Godstone.
Oh.
And you notice we've now made it to sort of green territory rather than snow-covered white.
Yeah.
The Godstone for Ingrid. I know a girl called Ingrid. Goddess of knowledge. Looks on as the caravan takes a much-needed rest. Ivor shoos some children away from a solitary dredge slinger lying dead beneath the stone. Okay. We're going to inspect the Godstone.
Huh. The only morality-specific event. There was one a little while ago, though, about... Oh, morale. Okay. No, there has been another one about Oh, they were all being sour right at the start, just as we left Strand. And
Yeah.
it was whether or not we were going to let them continue or break up the party. We broke up the party on that occasion, I felt.
Oh, this one's weird. The writing occasionally changes depending on who's reading it. Avon doesn't know how to read it, but Juno could, he says. Okay, well,
No, Juno could.
my friend Ingrid, I haven't seen for quite a long time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say she's a great young woman, an actress, and I'm gonna say arbitrarily that she's from Lithuania because she isn't. She's from a country that can't be named until after the oval test because it would just turn to ash in my mouth. So I'll name the actual country she comes from in a few weeks, but but for now she's Lithuanian.
She's just from a place.
It's a place, yeah. As you're readying to depart, you hear screams from near the Godstone. They've opened a wrapping that was in the dredge's hands. Oh, this shouldn't be seen. Alette pushes past and goes, "Stop!" shouts Ivor, but the curious onlookers have already seen it. What is it? Leave it. I don't know what it is. A small stony figure, its hands searching for something it can't find. A baby. That dredge is a woman. We've been killing women and children this whole time. Leaving them to die.
I don't know that we get to moralise about this, given what they would do in return.
In a war, it's only the males who fight. Ivor, we've literally just been training women to shoot bows and arrows. And were you not one of those who said, she's pretty good with that, she can join the party?
Yeah.
We've been fighting these dredge the whole way. Why are women with children on their backs attacking us? Well, because they're dredge women. Do people think that women don't have an allegiance the same as men? They're just things that sit around like house pets while you go out and do things.
Well, that's
women
the
aren't
interesting
cats.
thing about this game.
They don't just follow whoever fed them their last bowl of tuna.
Really? That's where I've been going wrong. Huh.
Oh,
gosh.
Good point, Ivor. That's absolutely right. They're not invading. They're running from whatever this darkness is. But they're running in such a way that they are also slaughtering us and our homes as they go.
Also, don't forget, like we said last time, that Val are just Val. There's no male Val or girl Val. There's just Val. So they don't really have a clue about two genders. So I suppose in the hierarchy of toughness, you've got Val at the top, then human men, and human women, and then right at the bottom, human children.
When I spoke to Juno, she told me something was coming. She didn't know what. Okay, so I think Ivor's right. Not that this in any way means there wouldn't be women anyway with the dredge, but the fact they're bringing their children with them is almost certainly because they're fleeing this black thing.
Yeah.
Because nobody normally brings babies into a fight. They're not really useful for much.
They do make lots of noise.
Something black is covering the world and the dredge are running from it just as we're running from them. Yes.
Well, no.
Up to a point.
Exactly. I fully disagree, because if you're running for your life, you don't stop to pillage villages. You just run for your life.
I mean, I suppose it depends how hungry you are. But yes, if the dredge are running from something that's that evil, there is no plausible reason why they wouldn't have been communicating with us about what it is. Asking for our help.
Taking siege of a city.
Hello, Cold Frog. You're absolutely right.
Hello.
This is exactly my point. I think if they are the dredge for whatever reason are not asking for our help, they're asking for our enmity. And they could be asking for our help because we do have a common enemy.
But no, I mean, I'm actually agreeing with him, but it furthers the point, is that we took the cattle, but we didn't take the cattle and slaughter all the men and burn the place to the ground and ruin everything that had ever been built.
Exactly. It's much more
We
sporting to let
just
the
took the
dredge do that.
cows. Well, that's the point. The dredge are doing that, so they're not running. We're running for our lives. We just took the cattle. They're running for their lives. They take everything, burn everything, destroy everything, kill everything.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think there's
this Bellower fellow,
an
for example, who surrounded and took on that Vaal city, there is no excuse for doing that if the only thing you're trying to do is move the dredge to safety.
Very rude.
So, yes,
I know.
understood.
This is what Chris does. Is for I don't know how many years now, some years, we have been having nonsense arguments where we agree with each other in very specific ways and then just argue about it anyway.
Have you ever had one of those arguments where there's something that's intrinsically obvious, something that everybody would agree with, and then you
Yep.
each pick a completely different, utterly stupid point that nobody could possibly believe on that
Yeah.
subject and argue vigorously in favour of it against each other?
Yeah, and very often we stop saying nouns as well, and it just becomes a nonsense assault on, I don't know, and then we forget what we were arguing about, and then we get bored.
Our normal solution when we play these as kind of intellectual games is if you want the argument to end, you have to you have to make your case without using the letter E. So,
Wow. I did it just then. Come on, that was too easy.
So the serpent, the quake, it's all the beginning of the end. Ivor, you knew. Why didn't you say something? Ivor, say something. I thought we've established he doesn't say things. Yes, he did know, but I'd kind of worked it out, and Oddleaf didn't, but I can't have them have a fight. This isn't the time. We've got to move. Oh, he's going to tell us anyway. That's fine. When I was young, I killed one of the Sunder during the Second Great War. We called it Raise. Every time we'd build up our defences, it would flatten them and push us back again. I became separated and stumbled across Raise deep in a snowstorm, alone. She was nursing. I threw my axe, it twisted, her son died in her arms. She was so pathetic kneeling in the snow. She didn't even try to stop me when I took her head. That's how I killed a Sunder.
That's...
Given that this guy is like famous among the Vaal because he's like the only one who's ever killed a Sunder, and we now know how that happened. I'm beginning to see why His Honour didn't let him be put next in line to the throne then.
Yeah, he's like Johnny Two Shits. Like, you get one shit, you get two shit, you get no shit.
Yeah.
He just doesn't... You know those people are like zero fucks given? I feel like I was a genuinely zero fucks given guy. Like, Haycon made a good play of it, but if he wasn't so invested, he wouldn't find time to be so funny about things. And I mean, even Ubin's quite invested. He's very concerned. He came to tell Rook and try and save the caravan. But Ivor's just bouncing along on his own mythology. He just doesn't care.
The simple reality is, maybe I'm broken in some way, but I'm a great believer that the job of soldiers is in part to protect those who can't defend themselves. Now, those people could be women and children, but not exclusively that, and not all women and children. You know, there are some women who could skin you alive, and there are some men who need your protection, if you know what I mean.
Yes. But in no case are any of those people ever going to be babies. Babies will never skin you alive. Babies can't walk. Babies don't have full use of their hands. They can't see anything more than 5 feet away from them.
Depending on the individual and how they're raised and their culture and all sorts of things, somewhere between about sort of 15 and 20, someone becomes functionally adult. But realistically, somewhere between 10 and 15, someone might no longer need personal protection. Maybe. No, babies are not covered in that.
No, they're not under that umbrella. No.
Yeah. So he went and hid like a hermit because he was a miserable bugger. But to be fair, he's quite honourable, I think. Ivor the Engine.
Really, you think he's honourable?
For a long time, nobody says a thing until a child breaks the silence. What do we do with the baby? The baby is obsidian and squirming. We are taking it with the caravan. It's a baby. Yes, I'm sure some will be furious about it, but its swaddling was being held by this, giving you a hairpin that looks distinctly undredge-like. There's an inscription on the silver. From the goddess herself, if you ask me, the woman tells you. Persevere. The Vadran silver brooch. Interesting.
That was quick. I don't know. I think maybe there are times you still misunderstand Ben, and that is, you know, he has principles. He sticks to them, even in video games. It's quite infuriating if you're playing a tabletop game with him. If you're role playing a character and you want him to do something mean, and it's not quite within his set of principles mean, he won't do it.
I'm perfectly prepared to play a mean and brutal character, but it's...
But even they have principles.
Oh, yeah, generally speaking, I can't really do sociopath. I'm sorry. I can't.
And I'm pleased for that, honestly. But yeah, it's a baby. And it might be... But you see, also, there's little overtones of racism here. It's not white like us. We got to leave it behind. It made a point of telling us it's obsidian, which is another word for black. I don't think it's very subtle. Like, we're making a choice. We've got two competing races.
And I don't know enough about what distinguishes dredge from us. I don't know the biology, you understand. But a baby is a baby.
Yeah.
And if it turns out to be a monster when it grows up, then we'll deal with it.
In the future, you can do Never-Ending Story of the Mohicans. It'll be great.
Yeah. Thieving bastards. The small band of outlaws who joined the caravan made off with a substantial number of supplies. Why in the depths were they allowed to join us to begin with? Well, basically because we're trying to keep everybody alive.
Oh, you don't have anyone to play with, Merkel. What would you like to play? Because honestly, join our Discord. We play everything.
Yeah.
And we've got two open calls coming up.
We do play a lot of different games, yeah.
Yeah, so let us know what you play.
We're just about to run out of food as we get there.
The side effect of the quake.
Oh, okay.
What has the rest of the world?
See, proud homes sinking into the muddy water does not upset me as much as peasant homes sinking into... Proud homes, they got something to fall back on. They've got other money elsewhere, I'm sure of it. But peasant homes, that's all they've got.
Now, unfortunately, I've got nothing to trade for food with when we get here. Blades in the Dark I've seen played. I don't think I've ever seen Soulbound played. Pathfinder, obviously, I'm not personally familiar with, but I know what it is because I know D&D.
Do we have red? Oh yeah, we've got the. Did we pick up two things that we kept in our pocket? Two items that we didn't use.
Yeah. The town appears to be sinking into the lake. Townspeople peek from dark windows and makeshift hovels further up the hill. Juno isn't here, and we're not welcome. Going upriver looks out of the question. There's an occasional skeleton of a ruined fishing boat. We set up camp locally. Okay. All I'm saying is, how long are you willing to wait? Walked into a debate between Oddleif and Eyvind. As long as we need.
Can you think of anything more boring.
And I think we need to get out of here. I don't feel good about this place. What's wrong? Something doesn't feel right. The people here are staring at us like those vultures in the wastes. I'm sorry, Avind, I think Oddleif's right. I saw a man. The whole time we were setting up, he was just watching me. In a creepy way.
To be
Wow,
fair,
Alette,
you're
you're
like
not used to
17
living in the
years old.
20th and 21st centuries, are you?
Just struggling with her life, isn't she? Get
Yeah.
off social media, Alette. It's not helping you.
My God, yes. Imagine what it's going to be like for a young woman like you when you get an internet connection.
Snapchat is not your friend.
Yes, this may be the first time anyone's leered at Alette ever, but wow. Talk about a sheltered upbringing.
I
How
mean, to be
long
fair,
before the
Rook
dredge
is her
finds...
badass dad. You wouldn't mess with her with him hanging about.
No, that's true, but, you know, how long before the dredge find us here? Juno will come. Give it a little more time. I need you to trust me on this. Okay. Oh, so here we've got two conversations to have. We can go and take a look at the map, which I might do in a minute. And we've got a
Just
market
leave.
we can visit where
Just
we might be able
leave.
to get some supplies in exchange for some of our magic items.
I think we need to move our day of playing this to Friday, and every time every time he says Juno, we all drink. Is what needs to happen. We need to turn him into a drinking game.
Yeah.
And we will, frankly.
I can see the logic you're going for. Yes. All right. So here's the skinny, so to speak. We have a couple of investigations, and then we might be able to get some supplies. We don't actually need to rest unless that's for morale purposes, and it could be good for morale, but we'll need lots of supplies before we think about doing that. So what I'm going to do is take a quick break right now, and then come back and make a decision about whether we're going to stick around or go.
Cool. The
Oddleif
bones of
wants...
indecision.
It's a big decision, this one. Yeah. This is going to be a biggie. Right. Okay. Give me 5 minutes,
right.
everybody. We will be back very shortly, and we will make a decision, which is now a strategic and tactical decision of note.
What Ben means is he needs more time to overthink it.
That's what I need. Yeah, more
Yes.
time to do that. What's the point of guessing if you can't then go and second guess?
No, exactly.
So yeah, I'm going to do exactly that. Bear with me a few minutes, and I'll see you shortly.
Yeah, see you in a bit, guys.
And welcome back. Thank you very much for sticking with us. Right,
Hello.
we have a decision to make, and we're going to begin by talking with our party members and find out what they want to say. Nid, I don't know if we've ever spoken. Yes, I said you had a nice action on your bow at one point. I'm Nid, your rook,
Wink.
I know. We've been travelling together for a long time, apparently. Isn't it strange how you can be so close to people and not know them? Not when there's hundreds of them, no. Every day I pass people I swear I've never seen before. True. I wanted to thank you for letting me join you. Have you always been such a good shot? Well, I know that's not true. She hasn't, because Oddleif's been teaching her. Never tried before Oddleif made me. I spent my whole life making clothes and cleaning. Oddleif's good, but I don't think it was all her doing. I look just where I want it to go. The caravan, the people worrying all day and making problems. Sometimes they really stew in their misery. Oh, they're British. I'm glad I can do something helpful. You consider your response. Where are you from? I don't think you're from Skoga. I know most of the people there. Now, I had a house in Frostvella, but we were driven out when the dredge started to show up. My husband died trying to protect our home. My sons and I were thrown out into the fields. Okay. Ekil's men killed my husband.
Where are her sons?
Huh. Why was I the one who had to leave their home? How do I deserve this? But I've let it go. I have 3 sons and I don't want them to grow up with hatred in their hearts. Oh, she's not British. Okay. That's why I wanted to thank you. You consider your response. You're welcome. I should be going. We all have our own problems to deal with. Let me know if you need me to put an arrow in something. She turns to a tent where her boys are waiting for her. Fair enough. Okay.
I rather like Nid.
I'm more and more finding Nid is a positive influence. Yes. Right. You're really worried about her, aren't you? Juno? Worried doesn't begin to describe it. If she doesn't find us here or something has happened to her... Yeah, it could have been a dream. We were pretty exhausted.
It's a phrase. It's on the end of my tongue. It's something about chasing geese.
Yeah. I don't know, to be honest, I'm not sure anymore. Everything's a blur. Don't tell the others I said that.
Excellent.
I have to hope it wasn't just a dream. Oh, God.
That's what we want to hear. 7 days in, buddy.
Okay. All right. Let's start with the most important one. Why is Bellower still following us? I saw Grofheim as it burned. Avon gets a faraway look. The thunder blew through it like a tempest. The vial fell in the thousands. Most of the thunder left the city and headed south. Who knows where they are now? They might be destroying every town they come to or heading towards Arborang. Bellower stayed in Grofheim just for the sport. As we fled to Einartoft, I thought he must want to wipe the Varl off the map completely, but then he came after us. Maybe he knew Ivor was the one who killed Rays.
I think it's after Ivor.
Yeah, you say that. I'm more worried he might be after Avind. Let's make sure he doesn't catch up. What's it like to be a mender? It's just part of me. I knew very young I would join the order, born into it, mother and father both menders. The guild is for lots of people now, builders and healers. Do they all pull lightning out of the sky? No, that's not normal. One of the reasons I know Juno, she's one of the council. She helps me control things like this, so we don't end up scaring people. Yeah, you might want to work a little bit more on the not scaring people. So how does it work?
We
Yes.
you oscillate between scared and bored with this fellow, don't you?
Yeah. Well, the hardest part is usually seeing the threads. Everything is part of the tapestry. It's made of threads woven together. If you can see the threads, you can manipulate them. It's like
Wouldn't
trying
say
to play a harp
important,
with
but
invisible strings.
the plot is definitely on him at the moment. So from a narrative perspective, he's definitely important because this is what the game has decided we need to be
Yeah,
concentrating on.
that's what it thinks. Look at my staff, for example. Some menders carve intricate patterns in the wood to help them remember the shapes of... Hard to explain. Do you think this is the end times? Okay. I don't know what to think. I wish I could give you a better answer. You know what? I wish you could give me a better answer as well. Even if we escape the dredge, the serpent said a darkness was covering the world. Yeah, but serpents are not known for always telling the truth. I don't know how long that will take or what it means even. I'm just trying to solve one problem at a time. Yeah. The Menders are in Arborang. If we can find ships and make it to the capital, we might have a chance. Okay. I spend all day worrying about serpents asunder. A lot of people are intimidated or scared of me. Yeah, I think that's probably true. Okay. So... I think it's more Native American prejudice, Cold Frog, as in, you know, the serpent speaks with forked tongue. But I did grow up in a predominantly Christian country. I'm sure I've been impacted by it somewhere along the line. Okay, let's take a look at the heroes and see what we've got.
He will not be so easily poked, Cold Frog.
There is nothing I can do with any of these people. I don't have any renown at all. I burned all of it on filling my supplies up. Let's see if the market offers anything we can do, because you never know. There's stuff we can buy. Doesn't look like we can sell anything, does it?
I think you have to unequip it. Oh,
We've got a couple of
excuse me. I
things that
am
aren't
so sorry.
equipped.
Excuse me.
Because one thing we picked up, if you remember, was that brooch or whatever it was from the...
Yeah.
Which is here. The Vadran silver brooch, 1 strength resist. It's level 3. I suppose what we could do... 1 strength resist. We could... What does that do? +2 armour. Thank you. And then... This one. +3 break. +3 break is useful. It's a level 4. Okay. Let's hang on. Okay. That's useful for Ivor. Evin's not going to get much use out of any of those. Got the 3. Gunolf, possibly. Best we can do, but he can't take anything apparently. Okay. This offers +2 armour. This offers Vadran Silver Brooch. Strength resist. Alet's already got this. +1 armour, +1 strength, +1 will, which is pretty useful actually.
Yeah.
What? Nid could theoretically have something, but there's nothing she can have.
This is, I'll just point out, this is the opposite of selling. This is the...
Yeah, but we don't have an option to sell, so...
Oh, okay. So
in the absence of that... Oddleaf, that's all she can take as well. I think that's as boosted as everyone can get, to be honest, because everyone's using a max item. We don't have enough people at level 3 to take on these things. Good though both of them kind of are for the right people. Okay. We can't get any more supplies. We could wait to rest, but we've got less than a day, so we've got to press on, haven't we?
Yeah. Also, take a moment to have a look at Nid's ability. Apparently, it's interesting.
Okay. She said she'd be here. We need her.
She said she'd be here in a dream.
I'm going to tell him she'll catch up with us.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got problems, says Ivor. Really? The whole place is flooded. We could walk the muddy parts, but it'll be slow going. We can float the caravan over the lake, but we might tip or get stuck. Or we can go around the whole thing, but no idea how long that'll take.
Well, you've got 4 options, but I feel that you can only really pick one of them.
We can't take the time to detour around the flooding.
Well, you say that, but how fast will any of the other options be?
Corking the
By
wagons
comparison.
makes sense if we can get away with it. But that will take a long time. Corking wagons is days of work. We ford the river, we're almost certainly going to get stuck with the caravan. We're going to have to go around, and I hate that because we don't have that kind of time, but we're going to detour. Leave Sigerholm and try to find a way around. Washed out the road completely. Already committed, you hope you didn't make a grave mistake. Lost a lot of time. Okay, -8 supplies. That's not ideal. We now have no supplies, but our morale's got better. And we've lost a whole load of people, somehow. We got some renown back. Now our morale's going to collapse because we've got no food.
No, you're starving, yeah.
And we're going to lose people as well. Morale declined. Is it safe to eat the funny tasting fruit? Well, if somebody's already eaten some, we will observe.
Well, the thing is, it's not like in the movies. Poison doesn't happen immediately. If you're poisoned, it can take sometimes years to take effect.
It can. And offering it to the animals won't help, obviously, because animals don't react the same way as people. There are lots of things that animals can eat that we can't. The only thing I can do realistically is observe someone who's already had some. The slurred speech. Beside a little drunk, he seems perfectly fine. Let's gather as much as we can, you never know. Okay, we've got some food back.
It's drunk fruit.
And it's drunk food, it's fermented fruit.
Everybody's happy.
This
they're
is in
getting
fact
drunk.
the best possible food.
Yeah, drunk and vitamin C. What more do you want? It's like, what's the vodka and orange one? That
A
drink.
screwdriver.
It's that.
Yeah.
There you go. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Now I really want a screwdriver.
I don't have any orange juice, I can't make a screwdriver. Oh well.
I'm thinking for Cecil and Saturday, I might.
I know, the quirky old man with the leather headband says, if there's one thing I know better than women and mead, it's, well, nothing. But I know when a group could use some help. Just nod and let old Unnar make everything better.
Go on, let him do his thing. He's a mad one, but he's nice.
We'd appreciate
I like
any help. Yeah, why not? What the hell's he going to do?
I mean, is he going to be like that man? Oh no, okay. Oh.
The evening's meal is larger than ever, yet the supply wagons seem more full than before. That'll be the drunkenness. Okay. Okay, still, we're not starving to death right now. That won't last. Oh! The villagers here are completely oblivious to the destruction that's coming. All we've seen is some dark figures far off. Aside from a few young families, they're reluctant to pick up their things and join you.
The fools!
Oh my god,
Show them
really?
the baby!
Let's take a look in the market and see what I'm being offered. A renown gets 5 supplies, and we've got 5 renown. I think we're going to burn all of that on supplies, because we're not in a position at the moment to sort of like get level 1 people that we can promote to 2. We're too late in the game, I think, for that.
And can we sell? Well, we've got Nid.
True.
You're being very annoying. Come on, it's a bed.
But I can't afford to let go the possibility of stocking up while I'm here.
No, yeah.
It's still only 6 days
anything?
worth. Yeah, let's do it, because food is fairly critical.
Oh no, absolutely do it. You're surviving on drunk food.
Morale is genuinely poor. We're going to rest a day. Get morale back to weak before setting off. That only gives us 5 days, but I don't want morale to just dip.
Are you able to sell anything here?
I don't think so. No, I can buy things. There's a list of things to buy, but there doesn't seem to be any way to sell anything. So
Okay.
Selling is a plain no-no. Okay. So, with that done, all we can do is leave.
At least there was no trouble.
Got to say, the landscape's looking less intimidating. Morale's declined again. Stop! A resolute voice calls from somewhere in front of you. Armed fighters surrounding the caravan. No need for bloodshed, the leader says. Leave a couple of wagons and pretend you never even stopped here. Attack immediately. How about you leave what you've got instead? Well, we'll inform them about the coming dredge, obviously.
I don't think that's going to make a difference, I've got to be honest.
Okay, we're going to have a fight.
Finally, I mean, we've been online nearly, what, an hour and a half, more than an hour and a half, and this is the first time we've got into a bit of a rumble.
It is. We'll have that, please. And yes, we're keeping...
Take out one of those archers.
yeah,
Put Nid in instead. Let's try her out.
we do that. Put in Gunnulf.
I'm being very bossy.
Mogan. And then if we pop a let towards the back.
You're not going to give Nid a go?
Not this time, no. That will do, I think. Okay. No, we're going to use a let as a fighter this time. As a archer this time. See if I can make her really unhappy with me again.
I feel you've got it in you. I believe.
Right. Most of them are back there. There's one over there. Okay. There aren't a lot of options for placing people. If we can... No use putting her there, let's put her there. No, not there. Okay. I don't know where I can put this guy. Trimmed him back a bit. Useful, a renown point. That looked irritating. Oh. We can at least knock down a significant chunk of his armor protection. Wow. 70% chance of hit, and if I do, then I kill him with one bonus. Okay, let's try it. Oh. Okay. This chap. I don't know if he's got range on this. Abilities. That's very annoying. Let's get this guy into
Rude.
useful position. Yeah, it was a bit rude, wasn't it?
Of course not. It's just not. It's not club rules. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah. All right, we'll finish him off. Use that guy a bit. She's obviously going to be much less effective after moving, but she's useless where she is, so
Yeah.
we're going to have to do it. Chance of knocking him down by 2. Worth doing. Pillage. Okay. Now, unfortunately, we can't actually attack anyone from this close. We've actually got to move away in order to attack, irritatingly. So we might as well put ourselves between him and the mender just in case he gets any silly ideas. We might as well take the guaranteed on because we can't knock him down in one anyway. We've got to use nothing in armor. She's taken a bit of that. So let's going to have to have a couple of goes to take any of us down, I think. So let's trim his armour back to the point where he's basically useless. Sadly, this guy can't get into the fight this turn. But we'll move him so that he's going to at least attract attention if necessary. Rook has been injured. Yes, and he was largely useless before he was injured, to be fair. He did not have a strong battle there. Okay, let's quickly camp. See what the situation is. We've only got 4 days of supplies. Our heroes... We've got Rook wounded. Only 1 day's worth of wounded. Nid's promotable, but we don't have enough renown for that. Yeah, and because this is a field camp, we're not going to be able to get to a market, are we? So, okay, so all we can do is press on for now.
Okay.
A woman's stifled screams failed to overly concern anyone. Okay, it was only a matter of time before the expectant mother gave birth. That's kind of the good kind of screaming, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I was the best screaming I ever did. Oh God, there's a person coming out of me. Woo!
Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it smarts a bit. I'm not suggesting it's a comfortable experience. Just that of all of the reasons you can be screaming, the one that's kind of
that's a good one. Yeah,
not intrinsically a sign of something going horribly wrong.
I say that, but giving birth to my son was one of the greatest experiences of my life. So it wasn't. I didn't scream at all. I've got to be honest.
Did you know that the balance of hormones that women release during labour includes a cocktail that has an effect like a bit of a date rape drug?
Lovely.
So that afterwards, women forget quite how much it hurt.
We do it again.
Yeah. Amazing, isn't it?
It's also why you can't remember pain. You know that something hurts, and you know where it hurt and how it hurts.
Yeah.
But you can't remember the actual sensation.
You can't remember exactly what it felt like, just that it was really painful. Yeah. Okay. The caravan is simply excited by this first sign of new life. Call for a day of rest and celebration. Sure, we'll invite the dredge. Or congratulate the new parents privately, or offer the family extra rations as a gift and gifts. We can't go around offering extra rations if they're not needed. But congratulating them privately, I think, is definitely a thing worth doing. The mother cries and the father thanks you repeatedly. To be fair, that's the effect I have on all women, not just her.
Yeah, it must be dreadful to face that and be pregnant at the same time.
Okay, we've got another cutscene. Is this another Godstone or something else? Oh, that definitely looks like a Godstone.
Looks like an angry shark. Oh no, there's a whole face now. Okay.
He doesn't look all that cheerful to me. Is he the god of constipation?
Oh my gosh, that's a Luke level joke.
The imposing godstone of Bjorulf approaches. His severe visage makes it feel like he's watching you even now. The caravan spreads out, happy to be free of the confining forest and in open fields. Hogan pulls you aside to show you some red berries growing on an ash tree that looks like it was chopped down. These shouldn't be growing here, he says. I haven't seen these in a long time. And they go around collecting the berries. Okay. In honour of Bjorl, some of the caravan crack kegs of mead and wine. To the only god that matters. No, we've established Dunder is the Great One. Invented beards and role-playing games.
I think this might be their Dionysus, though, so don't speak too soon.
Yeah, could well be. We will inspect the godstone, please. You look up at the godstone. Bjorl's head surrounded by images of casks and drinking horns. Though he was always depicted as being stern, he was one of the most popular gods of Men and Val, the one who taught them how to brew. Ah, good cup of tea, yes. It seems like more than coincidence that the long fields around Bjorl's stone have always been excellent for growing anything you would need for a good drink. Let's collect more berries. Yes, it could always be worth adding a few. When I travelled to Bursgard with my father, sometime he'd buy us a few of these. Couldn't be a luckier find. Not taking a few more would be a wasted opportunity. Okay, the day by Bjorl's stone is one of the few memories that hasn't been tarnished by the spectre of bad fortune. We've gained the Tistelberry and visited the Godstone Bjorlf.
And look, their face is not completely crushed with misery.
Yeah.
For once.
We're still down to just 2 days of supplies, but...
Living on the edge. We're an Aerosmith song. Come at me.
Yes. Ahead you find what appears to be a good number of peasants surrounded by brigands. One of the armed men looks over his shoulder. Gods be damned, this is all I need. Listen, don't interfere and one of these supply wagons is yours. While remaining silent, the peasants plead to you with their eyes. What's going on here? Nothing concerning you, and before you start telling me otherwise, these are my clansmen. Thought they could run off with every scrap of food in the village. Now all I want is for you to move on, so take your share or don't.
Tricky.
I can't let people be slaughtered for it. If these guys were taking the supplies back, that would be fine, but they're not. They're going after the people.
You know that conversation we had about gratuitous fights?
Yeah, can't do it. Can't do it.
It's alright. I respect you for it.
Okay.
I just feel like sometimes I have to be that little voice in your ear, that's all.
Yeah, well, we're about to find out how badly I've misjudged this, because there's going to be 37 of them.
You never know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Technically, we're not even outnumbered. Right.
You fought bigger and meaner than them. Fine.
That's definitely true.
However, you've got bigger and meaner on the road just behind you, is my concern.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Be a force multiplier for everyone else.
Nice.
Nothing I can do this time yet. Rest him. Got a chance to trim this guy back now, I think. Not quite all the way, but not bad.
One. Oh, one lots of times. Okay.
Okay, so... Okay. That guy is guaranteed. Now, who's lacking armor? This guy is seriously lacking armor.
And life.
And life, but I don't think you can do anything about his life. I think you can only fix his armor. So let's try it. In case that boosts him a bit. Wasn't enough. Let's at least weaken him down a bit. That guy's on 5, that guy's on 12. Yeah, that was worth doing.
Horn is available now.
Right. What happens if we do that? Attack him. Please. At least make him vulnerable, even if it costs us a wound.
Yeah.
80% chance of a kill. That'll do. Right. This guy's not particularly useful at the attacking things, but, well, it's better than nothing.
Oh, he's such a weeble.
There we go. Well, bit
Mostly.
irritating.
Hmm.
Rook got promotion. Gunnulf was hurt, but he does seem a bit vulnerable to attack, doesn't he?
Yeah, the trick to Gunnulf is to get into good attacks at the start and then sort of let him be.
Mm.
I used to find, from what little I can remember.
With the brigands either fallen or fled, the peasants they left behind thank you for profusely. It is true what he said, one tells you. We took the food and left. May the gods have mercy on me, I'd let them die. They hesitantly join your caravan. Okay. The supplies are worth having. The men possibly not quite so
is
much.
more of a smattering of farmhouses than a proper town. Though judging by stray dredge stalking through empty fields.
Okay,
Fingertips.
lots of
It's barely
dredge
even
stalking
that
around
anymore.
Reykjavik. But Reykjavik it is. Morale declined. The farmers have probably already fled to Borsgard. Try to hurry past but are eventually spotted and the dredge starts shambling towards us.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, Chris. You're being odd, Ben.
Odd, you say?
Yeah, Chris is saying that the way that you're fighting is it's making him curious because it's completely different to how he did it.
In the distance, a large person close.
It's worth pointing out that this is Ben's first, well, not your first computer game, but one of the first. Whereas Chris plays a lot.
Dredge heading the direction, turning back, roaring, seemed to pound on the long coast.
Yeah. That's kind of the fun twist of the Monday streams is that Ben's very good at sort of the board game concept, but in terms of on the computer and doing this, it's really new to him.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
do we leave quickly or do we rush to help or lead the dredge away? Well, leading the dredge away is daft.
It does feel quite a lot like a board game, I think.
You know what? We're leaving him to die.
Yeah.
He did exactly that. He bought us an escape.
Yeah. It's brutal, but running for your life means exactly that. Plus, if you get really badly hurt in an unnecessary fight, you've got no way to come back from it again.
It's pretty horrific. And we've got to get on to the next major settlement. Two mothers fighting over who gets to marry Ragni. I mean, there's no option to just, beat Ragni to death with a rock and then say, right, problem solved.
No, Solomon. No, and also, if we stand about arguing about it, then there's not going to be anybody to marry him now.
Yeah, worry on marriage another time. Let's just keep pressing on.
Priorities, people.
Yeah. Sorry.
You can see why the Val find humankind quite petty and irritating. I'm not unsympathetic to them.
Oh, fire. Flames quickly consume a supply wagon and a few tents. A woman cries out, "My boy," and points to a burning tent closest to the outlying Val. Two of the giants are motionless, staring at the spreading fire. The Val are frightened of fire, aren't they?
They're not good with fire, no.
Organise the peasants to put out the fires.
I don't see why you couldn't do two of these.
Something about the fire, I believe. Yeah, I've heard this before, they don't like it. And we're now down to 0 supplies again, so we're starting to lose clansmen.
Steep cliffs.
Look at the map then.
The sprawl of Bursgard.
Ah,
City of
there we go.
contrasting rich and poor, opportunity
And it seems to
and
be on the
gamble.
water, which is very good.
Our best hope for salvation.
Contrasting rich and
Or our
poor,
graves.
opportunity and gamble, our best hope for salvation. Bursgard is clearly the way to go. And we've hit another chapter break. Well, that's good.
I'm wondering, would we be able to call it here? Is that possible?
I think that's a very good time to do it. As soon as I can get through this bit and get to a camp scene, let's do that.
Lovely. A camp.
Because I don't think it saves until you get to the camp.
No, you've got to camp and then
Yeah.
I'll say. Thank
So-
you. I do appreciate that.
The walls stretch for miles and they're littered with the bodies of dredge, Val, and men. Excuse the mess!
Beautiful. How Monty Python is that?
Yes. We need to build a giant wooden rabbit. Movement at the gate catches your eye. Dredge are still banging on the gate doors without luck.
Is he going to tell us to kill them?
Oh, God. Oh, we've got to have one more battle, apparently.
Oh,
Alright, well, we've
Oh.
got to, because it won't let me save until...
we got a bench Rook. We
Uh,
got a bench Gunoff.
Gunoff's got to be benched.
Yeah.
Um,
You've got the other twin to get in though.
it's true, I can bring him in.
We can play two archers, or you can just put Nid in and get some experience for her.
Well, it turns out she gets experience even when she doesn't fight.
Oh, that's quite nice.
She's already promotable. If I bring in Hogan, Evind, Alette. Rook's injured, but only slightly. We'll go with that. Let's make it quick. Oh God, many big dredge. We're not going to make this quick, are we? Look at this.
Oh dear.
2 of those. And 2 of those. Okie dokie. Okay, let's give it a shot. Right. He's going to take it on his own, isn't he? Let's go this side then. Wow, we can barely even touch these guys. Uh-huh. There, please. Can't reach him, apparently. Only to there. No, okay. What's that? No. Does that work? No. Okay. Big. How far does it go? Not far enough. Wait. Better. Good. Right. Now let's see how much damage we can do to him here. Okay, what are we doing? 4 off. Yeah, let's do that. Come on. I think we've got one more go before he gets to actually inflict anything.
Yeah, and really got to take those really big ones down,
So now we can start to hit a bit harder. Okay. That will do 13.
Holy crap!
This guy will do practically that one. So she can, yeah. Yeah, 13 is plenty.
That's a decent kill.
Get this wrong. I think the lightning will link together, won't it? So what is yeah, let's mend him with everything we've got. That puts him back up to 11 armour. That's not too bad. This guy, he's got 21 armour, but we can knock it down by 7. So let's do that. Okay. Not far enough away to really make a difference, unfortunately. Shoot that guy, can't we? No, he's too far away. So, I guess we'll just have to hit him as best we can. Try and trim him down a bit. Okay. Wow, that's really good. 13, 22, 16, 18, that's the best she can do.
Okay, that's good enough.
So this guy's 2, 12.
Oh, you got pounded fairly heavily there, the last round.
Might as well
So,
go down a little bit. Turns out to be basically largely useless, but some of these guys just aren't particularly useful, even in a world where you think that the bad guy's got practically no armor and it's still not making any difference. Yeah.
Again, his hit points and his strength are the same thing in this game, so when he takes a heavy hit, he also can't get back.
Yeah, the problem we've got though is
you don't have any hitters left.
Even when he was fresh, he couldn't do any damage to them. So it's not as if there's any option available. Yeah. Okay.
Tricky one. Tricky.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever seen any. Well, maybe that special one we met at the city, but I don't think I'd seen anything with like 24 or whatever armor and 19 health before.
Yeah, that was absurd.
That's very strange. I don't know how you deal with that, because there's no way of avoiding the fight.
No.
And I don't have any warriors that can actually fight that way. Why didn't you say you have another? Okay. Okay, but we're not doomed as it turns out, so I guess you're not supposed to win that fight.
Maybe. Hey, he's cut his horns off, this fella. What's that about?
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe he's a side sleeper.
Right, you're on your own. Menda, come along, we're going to go and see the governor. Okay, this is just like Frostfeller all over again. The one in Beskin is probably leading the Ravens. Okay. So we're going to have to wait for Avon to come back and... yeah. Nobody ever uttered a nice thing about Vosgard, so what now? Did you notice the city guards when we came in? Okay, the Ravens are all they got left, and when Bellower gets here, he's going to walk right through this place. Okay. And there we go. We have a save point, I think. So, obviously that's the reason we lost that is you're not supposed to win it, because it turns out when you lose it, you just keep going. So it's not like the others where you had to sort of reset and have another go. I just want to see what it says about the heroes, how much casualty we've taken. Wow, everybody's hurt, basically. Except for Oddleaf and Nid. But 2 days, 1 day, 2 days, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Okay, everybody needs some rest.
We have a decent amount of renown.
We do, and we can probably buy some supplies before we have to go on. So... right, but we will call it there for tonight.
Yes.
Because it's a nice chapter break, and we're now in the lovely city of Berserk, or whatever it was called.
So what else is happening this week, Ben?
That's a very good question. So, this coming weekend, we are without a Ewan. And for that reason, we are playing a couple of games that we can do when there isn't a Ewan. because we like him to miss out on all of the fun. So we never play them when he's around because
I think it's because we can be smutty without him.
he does turn a little bit pink when people are smutty. Yes, it's true. But I think fundamentally the reason is because we get the opportunity to be cruel to him by playing lots of fun games when he's not around. So on Friday and Saturday we're playing tabletop RPGs. Now I'm going to get this wrong if I'm not careful, but I think Friday is the Cecil and Cecily.
Yes, it is. Cecil and Cecily Part 2.
I think that's right. And I can't now remember what Saturday was. I had it a second ago. Is it? No, I can't remember.
Let me look in the Discord really quickly and I'll tell
It is
you.
in there. I know. I have.
It is... TBC. So it's actually... Oh, it's your ad-lib game with Luke.
Oh,
Where you're looking for guests.
excellent. Excellent. We'll do that. Yes.
It's your improv
You're
game,
quite
yes.
right. That's what it is. I saw it in our message the other day, and it sounded enormous fun. It's just a sort of a setup, and then you go where the game takes you. So we're going to have a go at that. That sounds a lot of fun.
Silly
All right.
improv game.
So Cecil and Cecily. Last time we saw them were saving Parliament from being blown up by gunpowder.
I mean, interrupting clumsily while getting their horn on, I think, is the more accurate. I don't know. I seem to remember her being shoved out of a coal cellar door as well at some point. Out of
Yes. Well,
bounds.
Cecil and Cecily are going international on Friday.
Whoa! I wonder. Oh, does that mean that Luke's going to have to do an accent that isn't Birmingham?
Well,
Can it be
he's
done?
not necessarily changing his accent, just the accent of people around might be different. So yes, the action I think is, if I remember correctly, I think it's moving to Vlissingen.
What's there? What's that about?
Oh, it's an excellent question. You'll find out on Friday.
Uh-huh. Oh, you tease! I'm literally counting the sleeps until the next Cecil and Cecily. Literally counting the sleeps.
So yes, Cecil and Cecily on Friday, and then this improv random RPG type thing on Saturday, and then next Monday there'll be more Banner Saga
More of it?
back here with Socks.
Gosh, what a week!
Okay, thank you very much,
week.
Socks.
Oh, you're welcome, darling. Well done. You've done really well.
Well, I don't count that last one as dying because I'm pretty sure that was a plot death.
Yeah, it was a mean one, but yeah.
Since you're supposed to die and then be dragged in and saved by the people in the town.
Why didn't you say you had a mender? Oh,
Exactly.
he's finally useful for something then.
So I refuse to feel responsible for a death that is actually supposed to happen.
I'm disappointed that you didn't get an option saying Juno. That would have been funny.
That would have been good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's down. It turns
Anyway.
out the writers aren't big on puns in this.
That will have to wait for another occasion when that pun will no doubt be undertaken. Until next time, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Socks.
Thank
you
you
everybody
for
in
having me.
chat or on VOD or whatever.
Thanks, Chris and Merca.
Yes, thank you, Merca. Thank you, Cold Frog. And hopefully see people on Friday for some Cecil and Cecily.
Saucy Cecil and Cecily.
Good night.
Bye.